Hey everybody, so this is Coach Malandruco, and I'm going to present to you what we would normally cover at our big parent booster coaches meeting before softball starts. There will be another meeting for those parents of the children that made the team, and I'm going to discuss that also in this. So it's a big presentation, a lot of information, but this way you can watch it on your own leisure. Take notes, and if you have questions, I have my contact and Miss Heather Wallace's contact at the end of the presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So 2021 Palatka High softball, again, annual player, parent, booster, and coaches meeting. Usually we do this in the commons, but because of COVID and just, I know everybody's schedules are crazy right now. I figured this would be the easiest thing to get all the information out there to you. So here's our mission that we created last year. Palatka High softball is dedicated to helping our young ladies become the strongest student athletes that they can be academically, mentally, and physically through means of perseverance, hard work, unity, while representing our program and our town with dignity in class. It's very important to us. Grade eligibility, this can get a little funny, so I tried to make this very simple to understand. I really want all girls to be passing the core classes, especially classes that have EOCs, FSAs, AP exams attached to it, because those, besides the FSA, which is a state regulation, the EOCs and I believe the AP exams, they do go to your grade in some way, shape, or form, a percentage at the end. So I want to make sure that they are definitely putting their heart and effort into these particular core classes. To be eligible by the state to play during term 3, which is coming up, term 2 ends on the 20th. You need a 2.0 from semester 1. So as long as you have a 2.0 cumulative from semester 1, you are eligible to play for term 3. To be eligible to play for term 4, because we will be still playing when term 4 gets here, you must have a 2.0 from term 3. So you can't slack while you're playing. So that's how the state regulates grade eligibility. Mandatory to try out. I have to have that EL2 form, which is the FHSAA physical. A school physical entry form will not cut this. I have to have it on the EL2 form. It should say EL2 at the top left or right hand corner. I have plenty of copies here in my room. If anybody needs to come and grab one, I can also send you a copy on email, and you can print that out and take it to your physician. Page 1 needs to be completed and signed by both parent and player. Page 2 should be completed by a physician. And it does not have to be your primary. It can be any physician. You can go to an urgent care, a MedX, whatever. Page 3 only needs to be completed if the doctor referred the player to a specialist. If they didn't, you may take page 3 out, follow it up, throw it away. If not, if you give it to me, that's what I'm going to do. Athletic clearance is completely online now. So this was the EL3 form. That was that long 4-page form where everybody was signing. So that's all online. It's also connected to the Panther Life contract that is through the school. We have another contract as well. And then your insurance information goes in here. So instructions will be shared with each girl using their school account. And then softball must be selected. So even if you played a sport earlier this year and you know you've done this, just go back in and make sure you select the softball. If you know you did, then you are golden. Tryouts and the first week of season. So this is coming up really soon. It looks like a lot, so bear with me. Monday, January 18th, also Martin Luther King. It's a holiday. We try out, and it's our first cut. The underclassmen come at 10 a.m., and we usually see them for about 2 hours. And then the upperclassmen, you're going to come in at 12:30, and you'll be released around 3-ish. Tuesday, the 19th, we're going to do our second cut here. Usually what we do here is a scrimmage. So a 4:30 scrimmage. Basically, I want you to be at the field at 4 to run, stretch, throw, warm up your bats, everything. So I want to start the scrimmage at 4:30. The scrimmage takes a couple of hours, and I want to make sure everybody gets their time through to bat and their time in the field as well. Wednesday, January 20th will be our first practice, and everybody's going to practice together for this first week. For many reasons by the coaches. And right after practice, we're going to have about an hour cleanup and the parent booster meeting to follow. So this first meeting of the parents of the girls that made the cuts, you're going to get all the information about the Boosters Club, what we do, player fees, what they're on top of what they're getting. And I think that we even vote for boosters and stuff like that. So it's a mandatory meeting for parents. We will have to have you here that January 20th. I will try to keep it short. We usually have about an hour meeting while the girls are going to have a list of things that they're going to be cleaning up. Thursday, January 21st is a student holiday because it's that's the last day of term 2. So these 2 days are planning days for us teachers. Our time for this practice has not been determined yet. We don't know if we can get out there earlier, if I can go out and let them practice earlier, giving them the rest of the day, and then kind of come back to work. I'm kind of working on that as well. We will have an hour cleanup to follow. I'm trying to do a little bit of cleanup every time, so we don't have that long Saturday of cleaning up. Friday, January 22nd is another student holiday. We will be doing a scrimmage at 1 p.m. And I actually want you to be there at 1, and I want to start the scrimmage at 1:30. And we're going to have another hour cleanup to follow. Saturday, January 23rd, usually this is our big cleanup day. I would like to do a little bit of practice this day. Our time is not determined yet, with about a 2-hour cleanup and just making sure everything's done. Now, if we get everything done come Saturday and there's not much to clean up, I'm not going to hold you for 2 hours. But I'm just going to make sure that, you know, our field, our facilities, everything looks pristine and ready to go for the season. Practices, obviously January 20th through the 22nd, everyone's is going to be together, which I just went over. But once that week is commenced, this is what practices typically look like for our team. Junior varsity practices at 4:15 or 4:30 to 6:30, unless Coach Muller and Coach Booth change this. They will still practice early. You will be the earlier practice of the day. Varsity, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we go at 5:30. I expect you there at 5:15, and you're ready to run stretch throw at 5:30. And we typically go to about 7:30. What this does is allows us to play in the lights, practice in the lights, because we play in the lights, and the lights make a big difference when you're looking at a ball. Wednesday, however, we like to get you out a little bit earlier. So what we do is a 7 to 8 a.m. hitting bit in the cages, and I'm going to expect you there at 6:45. Make sure you're dressed, you're ready to go, so we can start our rotations at 7, and then we'll come right out to the field at 4 o'clock, and from 4:15 to 5:15 we'll have an on-field session while JV's in the cage first, and then y'all get out pretty early on Wednesdays. Player expectations, just making sure that you're present and on time to all classes. You are a student first, a student athlete. So making sure you're present on time to classes. Please strive for a 3.0, especially if you would like to go play college ball. That's going to be a lot easier to get you in if your grades are higher, obviously. Please go by this motto: early is on time is late, and late is not acceptable. That's what I'm going to expect. I'm not going to, like if I say we're going to start practice at 4:30, you're not rolling in to the field at 4:30. That's not going to cut it. Make sure you are present and positive at all functions, and you're communicating very efficiently with your teammates, your captains, and your coaches, and even your parents. Parents should not have to call coaches about information. When I relay information to you, you should be easily able to relay that information to your parent. So make sure you're communicating with everybody. You're always given 100% effort. Honesty, integrity, leadership, encouragement. We're looking for these particular attributes in our student athletes and our citizens here in Putnam County. Definitely good sportsmanship. I will not take anything under, and definitely respect. Parent expectations, just make sure that you're an internal solid support for our team and your child at the same time. You're going to be helping with fundraising. You have to complete those concession duties. That makes the biggest deal in the world. I'm going to go over concessions in a little bit. All practices are closed, and what that means is there's no spectators in the stands while we do our practices. I want to make sure the girls are focused. There's no distractions, and I know you want to watch them, but that's what games are for. When you are watching them in a game, though, please no spectator coaching. Me, Coach Smith, Coach Buckles, we have game plans, we do research, we hash out what we're going to do before we go through to a game. So we usually have a plan. Our plan, based off who we play, helps us develop the lineup, who's starting, who's pitching, who's coming in, how we're going to work this out, who's going to be our DP, how we're going to pitch this team. We have all of this going through our heads, and we know what's kind of coming our way. So the easiest thing for us to not worry about is somebody coaching on the side. Please be that support, cheer them on, you know, give them those high fives, air high fives, whatever, but please no spectator coaching. Show good and moral conduct. I know you all do. You have a great, well, I've lost 6 seniors, but I've been having some great parents come through here. There is a chain of command. So what I'm expecting, if there's an issue within the team, I'm expecting your daughter to go to her teammate. If that doesn't work, then she goes to her captain. If that doesn't work, then she can come to a coach. And if that doesn't work, which I don't see why it wouldn't, and she's still telling you that there's a problem and she's gone through these people and the problem's not been fixed, please come to the coach of your daughter. So if your daughter's on JV, you need to go to Coach Muller or Coach Booth. If your daughter's on varsity, you should be coming to me, Coach Smith, or Coach Buckles. We have a 24-hour rule. So I just kind of went over all the things that we're thinking about before a game. And even after a game, our adrenaline is high. Our heads hurt a little bit. So 24-hour rule, just really, we don't need to be, you know, don't ask us the question, why isn't my daughter playing? Why didn't my daughter play? Sometimes a child will not play in that game. This is not recreation. This is not everybody gets a trophy. This is not everybody plays. This is, we are here to win. And we are going to put the best team out there to win versus that opponent. And it's simple as that. Now, if your daughter is feeling that she's not getting the playing time she deserves, she should be coming, like I said, up to me and saying, what can I do to get more playing time? Where do I need to improve? What should I be doing? And that's where we can go from there. But definitely no talk about why isn't my daughter playing, and you know, you should have done this kind of stuff around a game time, because our brains are maxed out as it is. All players will be required to purchase the following. So what we've got running this year is 2 Royal Practice shirts. I would like sponsors for this if we can find it. So basically a person to buy the shirts and they put their logo on the back of the shirt. And I mean, who doesn't want a logo on the back of a shirt, right? But this does help with taking that cost and being able to place it towards new nettings or something like that. 1 pair of black practice pants, 3 pairs of socks. You're gonna get 2 rolls and 1 gold, a royal belt, 1 gold game shirt. Definitely want to sponsor for this one, because this is gonna be their nice shirt, the one that they wear to school on game day instead of wearing a jersey, that they wear to warm up in instead of their jersey. So I want this shirt to definitely have a sponsor on the back of it. 1 pair of Royal game pants. So the game pants that we currently have are Royal, but the girls don't like them. And I don't really like them either. They don't fit us very well. So we're going to scratch those hopefully and get some new game pants that fit everybody a lot better. But instead of keeping those pants every year, I'm just going to let the girls have them. So you're going to buy your pants and you're going to get to keep them. We're going to do hoodies this year, cleats, new turfs, and then a helmet and a bat bag are starred, because bat bags we literally got right before COVID hit. And so all their bat bags are new if they played last year. I even have, I think, some extras. And the bat bags came from Baker Sports, is who we're dealing with this year. And so if your child makes a team and they don't have a bat bag from last year, because this is their first year, they will be purchasing a bat bag and probably a helmet as well. Helmets are started because if the child has played for me before and their helmet's still in really good condition, they're not going to have to worry about another helmet. Helmets are simple. They're royal blue. But I would like everybody to kind of look the same. That uniform, that unity really does play a big role in team sports. Player fees, these are whited out because I don't have the fees yet. I have not dealt with Baker Sports for everything before. Last year I tried to almost like wheel and deal and go to this person and go to that person. I was trying to get the best deal and save us the most money. And it turned out being a big headache. Things came in really late. Some people had to be paid up front, other people could be paid later. And it was a big mess. BSN dropped the ball on us last year. I wasn't really happy with their representative and his lack of communication. So we're going to go with Baker Sports and see how they do. So I'm going to meet with that representative here in the next 2 weeks concerning the apparel and the gear. And I should have a price for you very, very soon. Last year it was $600 and it's either going to be around that same amount. I'm hoping it's not going to be higher. That is my goal. Concessions. Our parents work very hard to keep our concessions clean. Y'all work amazingly hard. And our booster club works really hard to organize, maintain a fair schedule while purchasing the best appliances and keeping it stocked to offer more selection. We got some good stuff happening here. And when I say maintain a fair schedule, that is a hard thing to do. It's very time consuming and it can be stressful. So when you're making your schedule, please try to stick to that schedule. If you pick that date, stick to that date, put it in your phone, make an event, whatever you have to do, and really help our booster officials not lose their minds trying to make sure we have somebody working the concession stand every day. Well, I'm so sorry. When working the concession, customer service needs to be a top priority while adhering to all CDC and state COVID safety regulations and requirements. Basically, this makes really good money. We actually lost, in my opinion, a lot of money last year because of COVID and a lot of those home games we didn't get to play. That should have been money coming into our program. So the reason this makes such good money is only when our games are going a full 7 innings. If we're getting knocked out at 3, I don't mind knocking somebody out at 3, but if we're getting knocked out at 3 constantly or knocked out at 5, people aren't there long enough to buy the stuff that we have. So we want to make sure we're going a full 7 innings all the time, if not kicking buck, earlier. As long as we win, we're good. That'll be okay. We want food to be hot and fresh. Obviously, drinks are cold and the service needs to be friendly. Concession continued. So all home games require parents' participation. Varsity parents work JV games, while JV parents work varsity games, just so you can see your child play. A refundable $50 is required for a concession fee up front at the beginning of the year. So money is returned at the end of each concession work. So once you give us that $50, you work a concession, we give you 25 back. You work another concession, you get 25 back, and now your money is back. The alternative method we found that we did last year a little bit, write a check. We won't cash it. We'll hold on to it. And then once both your mandatory concession dates are worked, we'll just return the check to you. So no money comes out of your pocket. Obviously, if you don't work that, we're going to go cash it. Mandatory 2 games must be worked by a parent or guardian. You must be 18 or older, and you must adhere to all CDC and FHSAA safety requirements and regulations. I say must be 18 or older because that is actually set forth by the FHSAA. So I can't have a sibling working it for a parent. It needs to be somebody of that stature. And I believe you have to wear hairnets now too, I'm sorry. So the mandatory parent booster meeting will be held directly following Wednesday's practice. This meeting takes up to an hour. At this meeting, this is usually what we discuss. We have a softball contract. So I know you basically sign the Panther Life contract. My contract's a little different. You must adhere to both, but mine's a little bit more rigorous. So I will go over that contract in detail. You will get a copy of it, and then you and your daughter will be signing that day and handing me back the signature page. I will sign it along with you. I will be going over player fees. I should have more information about that up front. Booster Club will break down their positions, and we'll probably do voting for booster positions as well. Sponsorship and fundraising. We are currently sponsored by Chevy Youth Sports Program. This is new and really exciting. And it's sponsored through Beck Chevrolet of Palatka. And then we did a test drive event. We had to kind of do it last minute because we got this all last minute and it had to be done before a certain date, but we were able to raise $500 just through this test drive event. It was a really neat event. I would like to see this go a lot bigger next year with my girls holding signs out. All they had to do was test drive a car, maybe have some food, selling food and stuff, and just really getting our money's worth. We have sponsorship banners. The billboards are there. If you know anybody who would like a billboard, we are open to the cost of that particular billboard and getting that in use and getting that money within our system. Booster Club member, this is still in the works. Alumni game is going to happen this year. Again, this date is to be determined. We really want to try a golf tournament. Again, we weren't able to do that last year because of COVID. And then the grants that Miss Christy Adams has been working for us really hard on. And thank you so much for that. Any kind of free money is good money for the program. It helps us out a whole bunch. I think currently right now we're trying to get a grant for some more bleachers. So we're working hard. So the softball funds help our program in many ways. So all these funds go to all these different kind of things. So we have equipments, we buy bats, balls, nets, tees, mounds, etc. Our press box, we actually really need some new chairs up there. maybe even a printer and copier, because Miss Hughes likes to announce her games sometimes, and she makes her own thing. So she actually keeps track of the game on her own kind of piece of paper, and she makes copies of that. We might be looking at a new PA system coming down the road. It's getting old, and especially our locker rooms, which is looking good. Lockers have been painted. Thank you, Mr. Sheridan. They look amazing. We need to look at getting some locker numbers, maybe some flooring, paint touch-ups, etc. Buses cost money. They do. The gas that we have to pay. Pre-game meals, banquet, senior night, and bullpen. This is a big upgrade, and we have gotten a quote on this, and I'll be sharing more of that about in the parent meeting. But what I think we're going to do, we're going to be looking for grants. We're going to be looking at putting monies back every year to get up to this particular bullpen that we have in our midst and our dreams. We could easily do a quick and easy one, but what we really would like is something that mirrors that of our batting cage. That's where pitchers can get the best work, the most work, and they can't get rained out. Additional info, tickets are completely online. If you've gone to prior sports this year, you know this. But they're completely on. You want to go to gofan.co, and I'm going to kind of show you what this looks like a little bit. All right, so when you get to gofan.co, you'll go to a search, and then you can search the school or the mascot. If you just start typing in Palatka, Palatka will come up here. You'll also see that Penn Isle Baptist comes up. You're just going to select on that, and then you'll see all of our events here. So if you wanted to go to the baseball JV and varsity boys, which is January 7th, you could get the tickets here. So you would just go to get tickets, and then you would add however many tickets you want. So general admission ticket is 5. And if you want 1 or 2 or 3, and it goes down, it continues that way. And then you would go to get tickets and go through the process. What you can do with this also is you can sign in and make yourself an account. And what you have to do when you go to the game is you have to have your phone, not a picture of the ticket. You have to be in gofan.co. When you buy tickets, an email gets sent to you. And from that email, you can click on that link and it takes you straight to your ticket on gofan.co. And you will show that to the person at the gate, and they're going to ask you to verify the tickets. If you have multiple tickets, there's a little black box at the top that says verify all tickets. You click that, and then you click the green verify. Or if you're only verifying so many because the person behind you is not there yet, you would just click the one that you're verifying. I can almost guarantee you that this will not go away after COVID. They like it a lot. It's very simple to keep track of. There's no handling of a money box, money, or ticket stubs. So go ahead and get used to it because it's not going to go away. Season passes can still be purchased, but they must be purchased through bookkeeping, especially because of COVID now and everything. But the season passes are basically the same prices as ours, and it will allow you to go to all sporting events. End of year banquet will be in May, as always. Last year we did a drive-in style banquet. If this has to be done again, we will look into a later time allowing for the projector to work. Those of you who came last year know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I have that capitalized. We will be working with our administrators on how we can host a better banquet while staying in CDC safety regulations. And then usually what we try to do, we were able to do this last year. I can't remember. It was all a blur last year. Usually the 3 players that raise the most in individual fundraising receive end of the year prizes. Mandatory team functions, cleanup days. So Thursday, January 21st after practice, January 22nd after the scrimmage, Saturday 23rd after practice, and then our team bonding, that date is to be determined, and community service is also to be determined. I'm not sure about those dates yet. Last year, the girls participated in the James A. Long's Reading Week and read to elementary school students, and this was a really great service. I really enjoyed this particular community service. I was really glad they got to do it, but these are mandatory, so if we set, once these dates are set, they're set, they need to be there. So if you have any questions concerning softball, please contact me. This is my cell phone number. You may call or text. I do teach, so if you call and I'm not answering, it's probably because I'm teaching. And if not, you want to send me an email directly to my school email address. That's what I check the most. If you have questions concerning boosters, please contact Heather Wallace. That is the president of our boosters currently. And this is her cell phone number. I think you may call or text her. She's also a teacher, so if she doesn't answer, that's probably why. And this is her school email address that I'm sure she has up and running like I do all the time. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope this was convenient for a lot of people, not having to find a way to get here and be in close contact with everybody and not have to wear a mask with everybody. So I look forward to seeing your girls out there on the field. Just make sure you have all that paperwork in, all the stuff that I need, because if I don't have it, guys, I can't let you on the field. And I guess I will see many of y'all in a week and a half.